Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Welcome to the studio of Carini Arts. It's a beautiful Monday here today. It is April 18th. Curious when you watch this. So that might be a fun thing is if you do end up watching this, let me know where you are from and when you are watching it. I also want to know your thoughts on today's topic. Before I get to that though, please check out CariniArts.com for my shop, my blog, my podcast. I talk about a lot of things from mental health to artist support topics, things of that nature. Sometimes it gets a little random, but I don't do anything scripted. I don't do production stuff. I just give it to you real and candid. And anybody and everybody is welcome to join me live and to ask me questions, and we can cover the stuff that you want to cover. So I'm here as a resource to other people, something that I do completely for free because I know what it's like to struggle and to be a hungry artist. And today's topic is based on a conversation that I had with one of my neighbors this weekend. We went to breakfast and we were talking about the idea of how you are either pursuing your dream or you're working towards somebody else's dream. And so I want to know for you, are you working towards your dream or are you working towards somebody else's? What I mean by that is that you are either working towards your dream, as I am, being a full-time artist, living the life, doing all the things that an artist would do, but pursuing my own business, my own career path. Everything that I do is to grow my business. Now, for a long time, I was balancing that with working for somebody else. So I was working towards somebody else's dream. So in working for somebody else, that is someone else's dream. You're ultimately putting money into somebody else's pocket. Not that there is anything wrong with that, but you were doing one or the other. And for me, I couldn't continue living that lifestyle. It was sucking the soul out of me because I was not fully pursuing my calling. And yeah, I was still running my own business and doing my thing as an artist while I worked for somebody else for a lot of years. But I kind of realized at some point that there were diminishing returns. And in fact, it was actually going backwards. So when I finished college in 2006, I moved into the sign industry doing sales. And so from 2007 to 2019, I worked in the same industry. I was extremely successful, did very well. And in 2007, I had student loans, I had car payments, all these things. Now, I paid off my car, I paid off my student loans 10 years early. And in 2019, I somehow seemed to have less money and less resources than I did when I first got out of college. And what I had always told myself was when I had X amount of dollars, that I would shift to 100% focusing on the dream. And then I realized that that was not happening. And that was a clear indication that we work for a flawed system that is designed to hold you down and just keep you occupied and busy so that you don't wander off and do your own thing as I am meant to do ultimately. And so I realized it was going to be necessary for me to do something very uncomfortable. I was going to have to burn the bridges. I was going to have to burn this illusion of security because that's all that it was. And a lot of people learned that in the pandemic because there was this illusion that, oh, I have job security. I've been there forever. Oh, I have a 401k. Oh, I have a retirement plan. Oh, I have this. I have that. But so many people lost their jobs and they realized that they were working for this company with this illusion that they had all these things only to lose them. So if you could lose all these things that you didn't really care about or want to begin with, why are you not going after your calling? Why are you not going after your passion? One, is it a fear of failure? Two, is it a fear of success? Is it your family and your friends are holding you back? Now, in talking to my friend, she got really motivated after our talk the other day. And she told me, she said, I went to the container store afterwards and I bought a bunch of containers so that I could start creating a filing system. And I was so pumped up, like I haven't been forever. And I feel like I'm ready to do this. And then today, when I was on my way to the gym, she texted me and said, I'm going to put in my notice today. I'm ready to do it. I'm so tired of this shit. And then she followed up with me and she told me that she didn't end up doing it. A few people that she knows that are in her circle told her that she shouldn't do it. Now, that is often the case. Sometimes our friends, our family, people that do care about us will kind of hold us back in a manner of speaking. Now, a lot of times it's because they do have our best interests at heart, but because they haven't exhibited the fortitude or the passion to go after what they want and they haven't seen that it's possible, they try to tell you that it's not possible and trying to protect you. But what they're really doing is they're hurting you because just because they can't do it, because they don't have a vision to do that thing, doesn't mean that you do not. And the best thing that you could do is to go after yours, go after your vision, go after your calling, go after your passion, and open up the doors and build the bridges to show other people that you can. So she told me that I'm one of the few people, probably the only person that's really encouraging her to do so. And she said, just to see that you've actually done it and are doing it and that you're open about the struggles and you don't try to sugarcoat it. She said that she really appreciates that. And so it was nice to see that and to hear that. And I'm hoping that I can do that for more, to just open up the doors of possibility for you. Now, if you don't follow through and make it happen, don't blame me, but I'm just trying to show you a path, because that's the thing. There's no guarantees, but there's a guarantee that if you don't go after your dream, that it's never going to happen. And can you really live with that? So I often talk about how I like to think of hell, and hell being the idea that you meet the person you could have been. And I know now that if I were to die and say meet this person, that I haven't done all the things that I could do, but I know that I did go after a fair amount. I'm in the process of shifting enough things to really go after everything. So I'm moving into the space in the direction of being the person that I could be. And I'm trying to get my focus together. And I'm realizing that if I don't go after my calling, my purpose, and part of my calling, my purpose is to share my stories. If I don't do that, there's going to be a lot of people that I don't reach that then don't go after theirs. So it's almost like I feel this responsibility in helping other people and opening up the doors and the channels for other people. So I don't want you to be discouraged if your friends and family are telling you that, oh, you can't do this. Oh, you have to have a backup plan. No, for me, the best thing I ever did in 2019 was to burn the bridges, burn the boats, cut the parachute, make sure there's no backup plan. Because when there was no backup plan, the only direction for me to move was forward. All I could do was make things happen, because it was make things happen or you have nothing. But I was so much happier in going after that. And even the thought of having nothing, just knowing that I went after it, as opposed to the illusion that I had some stuff while working towards somebody else's dream, where I just felt like I was absolutely losing my soul and had no purpose in life. I was miserable. And I've talked to a number of people that have said, oh, so-and-so said that I should just get on this or this in terms of medication. And I will never pill shame anybody. If you feel that you need those things, by all means, do what you need to as a Band-Aid. But for me, I personally, for myself, look at it as a Band-Aid. And if I continue to put a Band-Aid on something, what it's going to do is it's going to never truly heal. And that kind of ties with the open wounds collection that I'm working on right now with my paintings. But if I just keep putting a Band-Aid over it, all I'm doing is covering the scars, and it's still there. So sometimes you have to expose yourself, expose your wound, and allow it to breathe so that it can actually heal. So you may have to take this chance and go after this thing, and you may have to risk everything. And it comes back to the idea of the starving artist, which is a term that when I was in college, I absolutely hated. When I was younger, I was very much focused on my ego and the idea of being famous and wanting to be successful, wanting people to perceive me as being successful. And now I couldn't give the slightest shit about that. I care about being true to myself, doing my own thing, staying in my lane, and opening up the doors for other people. And so now when I think of starving artist, what it means to me is that I'm hungry, that I'm passionate. I embrace that. I don't ever want to lose that hunger. So I don't want to stop being the starving artist, because the second I stop being the starving artist, the second I'm not hungry, I'll get complacent and I'll fall back into old habits and being a person that I don't want to be. So I need to keep my hunger, keep my passion. So that's the secret, is keeping your passion, is motivating yourself, conditioning yourself, and following through, making things happen. But you may have to get rid of those illusions of security. But again, I do want to ask for anybody that may tune in, are you currently pursuing your own dream, or are you working towards somebody else's? So feel free to candidly share your thoughts. No judgment here. And I just want to know how you're feeling. If you feel like you're stuck, say that you feel that you're stuck. There's nothing wrong with that. There are plenty of times that I have felt like I was stuck. I still have plenty of bad days, but it's part of the process. It's part of the journey. And I'm definitely moving in the direction these days of hopefully being a better version of myself. So I'm certainly trying there. And so I just want to be open and candid and share that with you, share my thoughts. But hopefully I can help get you motivated and inspired. But getting motivated or inspired for a minute from something that I say is not going to be the thing that carries you to success. It could be the spark that kind of gets things going, but ultimately you're going to have to pull that from yourself. And if you don't feel that you're ready to do that, it's going to be a matter of taking small steps and gradually building that up. But it all comes from within you. But if you really want it, you will make it happen. So burn the bridges, burn the boats, quit the shitty illusion of a job, go after your passion, go after your calling, because if you're not doing that, are you really living to begin with? Join me for much more at CariniArts.com. Share all my videos, all my stories, a whole lot more here on my YouTube page. Maybe one day I will have a whole 2 people on a feed at once. But until then, I will gladly talk into the mirror and put these stories out there, because I just do what I feel I need to do. And hopefully someday someone will see it. And if I change one person's life, it's all worth it. So have a good day. Stay safe. Be well. CariniArts.com.